From a man who could eat an entire plane to a bodybuilder with muscles like the Hulk. Sounds like comic book fiction, right? But what if we were to tell you that these people are real and are but a few of a wider collection of even weirder people? Yes, we've got a list of 20 people you won't believe exist. But before we get into that, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Number 1. Tallest man in the world. Sultan Kösen, born December 10th of 1982, is a Turkish man who holds the Guinness World Record for tallest living male at 251 centimeters. His growth resulted from the condition acromegaly, caused by a tumor affecting his pituitary gland. Due to his condition, he uses crutches in order to walk. Kösen was unable to complete his education because of his height, instead working part-time as a farmer. He describes the advantages of being tall as being able to see a great distance and being able to help his family with domestic tasks such as changing light bulbs and hanging curtains. Number 2. Woman with a rare disease. Elizabeth Ann Velasquez is an American motivational speaker, activist, author, and YouTuber. She was born with an extremely rare congenital disease called Marfanoid progeroid lipodystrophy syndrome that, among other symptoms, prevents her from accumulating body fat and gaining weight. Her conditions resulted in bullying during her childhood. During her teenage years, she faced cyberbullying, which ultimately inspired her to take up motivational speaking. Number 3. Mandy Sellars. Mandy Sellars is a British woman with a rare genetic mutation that's resulted in extraordinary growth in both of her legs. In 2006, some doctors diagnosed Sellars as having Proteus syndrome, a very rare condition thought to affect only 120 people worldwide, but more recent diagnoses have focused on a PIK3CA gene mutation. Some reports still describe her condition as a rare form of Proteus syndrome, but Sellars herself has disputed the diagnosis. Sellars' condition has been covered in several television programs, leading Sellars to jokingly describe herself as a part-time TV star. Number 4. Person with the most stretchable skin. Gary Turner is a sideshow performer. He holds the current Guinness World Record for the stretchiest skin, caused by a serious form of Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. On October 29, 1999, in Los Angeles, he stretched the skin on his abdomen to a total length of 6.25 inches, earning him the record. He performed in the short film He Took His Skin Off For Me. He was also a member of the Circus of Horrors in 2005. When he was born, his midwife only mentioned that he had loose skin. This was the only clue of his condition. Number 5. Man with the world's longest hair. Although he never got his hair officially measured and acknowledged by the Guinness Book of World Records, Vietnamese herbalist Tran Van Hay was known as the man with the longest hair in the world. According to his wife, Tran hadn't gotten a haircut in more than 50 years and only washed it a few times, the last time being 11 years ago. Unfortunately, Tran Van Hay died in 2010 at the age of 79. Number 6. Man with the biggest mouth in the world. Francisco Domingo Joaquin is an ordinary man from the Angola region with an extraordinary ability. He's the proud holder of the record for the world's biggest mouth. His mouth measures 17 centimeters and he can fit anything in it, from soda cans to his wallet. Number 7. The real Mr. Freeze. Wim Hof's a Dutch world record holder, adventurer, and daredevil, commonly nicknamed the Iceman for his extraordinary ability to withstand below freezing temperatures. Keep in mind that he once submerged himself in an ice bath for 1 hour and 52 minutes. Number 8. Woman with the smallest waist. Michelle Kopke, a 26-year-old woman from Germany, has shrunk her waist down from 25 inches to 16 by wearing a corset every day for 3 years, even while sleeping. And despite having a waist smaller than most catwalk models, she says she hopes to whittle her waist down to a shocking 14 inches. Number 9. The real daredevil. Eskil Ronningsbakken is an extreme artist from Norway who travels all around the globe to enact incredible, death-defying performances. He's usually performing balancing acts at the top of lethal drops, such as canyons and cliffs. He first got into the art of balancing when he was 5 years old and has been shocking the world with his amazing feats ever since. Number 10. Woman who can remember anything. Jill Price claims to remember everything since her teens, such as what time she awoke, what she ate, who she met. All of this is in her brain and can be triggered by songs, smells, or locations. She considers it a curse because she can't forget things. It's a burden on her sanity and does not give her much peace. Number 11. The soldier who hid in the jungle for almost 30 years, believing World War II was still happening. Almost 43 years ago, a World War II Japanese soldier by the name of Hiroo Onoda was found in the jungles of Guam, having survived there for nearly 3 decades. Under orders to not surrender under any circumstance, Hiroo Onoda fought a one-man war and only surrendered when Major Yoshimi Taniguchi, who had since become a bookseller, personally came to give the order. Number 12. The Japanese Jesus. Mitsuo Matayoshi is a Japanese political activist known for his perennial candidacy. Matayoshi was trained as a Protestant preacher and through his religious studies developed a particular concept of Christianity strongly influenced by eschatology. In 1997, he established the World Economic Community Party, a political party based on his conviction that he's God. Number 13. The Real Hulk. Brazilian bodybuilder Romário dos Santos Alves was so desperate to emulate the Incredible Hulk that he actually injected his arms with a potentially lethal combination of oil and alcohol. The 25-year-old risked his life in the process and almost had both arms amputated. His grotesquely swollen muscles have earned him cruel nicknames such as Beast and Monster. Number 14. Mr. Eat-It-All. Over the course of 40 years, Frenchman Michael Lotito ate an estimated 9 tons of metal. How did he do it? In his youth, Lotito suffered from pica, a mental disorder in which people compulsively eat non-food items, such as dirt or plastic. Once he started experimenting with more dangerous items, such as nails and glass, he learned that the incredibly thick lining of his stomach and intestines allowed him to consume almost anything. Soon, Lotito turned his affliction into a career and went down in history as the man who literally ate everything. He died in 2007 from natural causes unrelated to his eating habits. Number 15. The man who carries his brother in his stomach. Living in the city of Nagpur, India, Bhagat claimed he'd always felt self-conscious about his big belly. On a hot summer's night in 1999, 36-year-old Bhagat was rushed to the hospital because his stomach was so swollen that he could barely breathe. The amazed doctors discovered that inside his belly was the half-formed body of an infant boy, Bhagat's twin brother that was never born. Number 16. Person who hasn't slept in decades. You'd think going without sleep for that long might have its drawbacks, but not for the man in central Quang province. His inability to sleep has not only made him famous, but also represents a miraculous phenomenon worthy of scientific study. Tai Gok, known as Hai Gok, said he could not sleep after getting a fever in 1973, and has counted infinite numbers of sheep for more than 41 years. Number 17. Person with 7 real personality disorders. Karen Overhill had an extreme case of multiple personality disorder. In 1999, she began finding herself in strange places with no idea how she'd gotten there. She discovered bookmarks farther into her books beyond the point she recalled reading to. She heard voices at night recapping the day's events, and often ran into people who knew her when she had no recollection of any prior encounter with them. She eventually discovered she'd been living with 17 distinct personalities and eventually found a cure to get rid of them all. Number 18. Woman with the biggest eyes. Kim Goodman is a woman who is able to pop her eyes out of her eye sockets by 12 millimeters, or 0.47 inches. She holds the world record for the furthest eyeball protrusion. She lives in Chicago, Illinois. She discovered her eyeball popping talent one day when she was hit over the head. Her eyeballs popped out much further than usual, and ever since that day, she could pop them out on cue, as well as when she yawns. She's appeared on The Late Show with David Letterman. In 2004, Goodman was included by Guinness World Records in their 50th anniversary list of top 10 feats of all time. Number 19. Real-life Barbie doll. Valeria Lukyanova is a Ukrainian model and entertainer, famous for her resemblance to a Barbie doll. To enhance the Barbie effect, Lukyanova uses makeup and contact lenses over her naturally green-gray blue eyes. She stated that she's had breast implants, but that the rest of her body is natural and slender due to daily gym workouts and a particular diet. In 2007, Lukyanova won the worldwide beauty contest, Miss Diamond Crown of the World. The beauty pageant was open to any woman, had about 300 contestants, and had no rule forbidding plastic surgery or body modification. Number 20. Person with the lowest body fat. Tom Staniford is an English paracyclist from Exeter. He was the 2011 National Paracycling Circuit Race Champion. He's classified by the UCI as a C3 paracyclist due to the connective tissue disorders affecting his feet and hands, and lipodystrophy, which affects his metabolism and body fat, amongst other things. His condition was diagnosed in 2013 as MDP syndrome, an extremely rare genetic condition. This condition doesn't allow him to have any body fat. Yes, he's the person with the lowest body fat in the entire world. That's our list of 20 people you wouldn't believe existed. Which one do you think is the strangest? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel.